1, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 4, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. One, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the
Hello everyone, and welcome to Tier 3. This is round 7 of Season 9, and we're here in Montreal in Canada. The driver's looking to have a good race today. Should be quite competitive, and with me alongside this evening is Biggles.
Yeah, sorry about that. Apologise. I was messing around. I was like, how can I still hear music in the background? I thought I'd cut that. Here in Canada, my friend, where no buildings can be taller than Mount Royal, I think it is, the cross on top of one of the cathedrals, I believe it is. And you know, this track has so many underground tunnels. Are you aware of that? It's a man-made island, of course, but it's got a lot of underground tunnels, of course, because, you know, it snows quite a few times a year here. And so you can get around in all those underground tunnels. It kind of reminds you, other than that, I've got a fantastic camera angle of Cody's as it went straight through the building. That was one I was telling you in the pre-show as well, too, that hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't get a bad camera angle with the 2022 game that's been happening. However, there's not much we can do about it. And now, because of the new format, everybody's always starting on soft tyres for qualifying, right? Because you know that for a fact. You don't really use them during races very often, so you've got tons of soft tyres to use.
I mean, especially around here, they run out extremely quickly within 5 laps, so I doubt we'll be seeing any soft tyres in the race unless there's a 5-lap sprint at the end after a safety car.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everybody out there. The goat himself. I've got the standings for us currently, because we need to keep that up to, of course, Tier 3. So, Season 9, you want to go through those standings for us?
Yeah, so Chanel leading the way, barely, ahead of Salmon, but it's even closer between P2 and P3. 1 point between them, with Wimpy, you'd say, still in the fight with 4 rounds remaining, including this one. Snell is obviously in the prime position, but I think Ocean Chief and those below him, I think they're a bit too far down points-wise to be able to catch up. But you never know. But at the moment, it's between the top 3, and if Wimpy has a good race, he can catch up too and get into that title fight. As one of them is starting their lap now, and that is Wimpy.
Yeah. And we also got the team standings real quick there, of course. Yeah, we're going to get those first bankers in. Alfa Romeo, they're cutting running away a little bit, but Red Bull are keeping them in touch. And then Hassan Williams a little bit down the road. So back to the live action, of course, on the track here in Canada. And we'll get some of those times in, of course. There it is at the moment. We have Sam I Am. Where is Sam I Am? Forgot about that. Just ahead of Ocean Chief. With a little bit of a gap there. Apologies, I haven't been casting a little while here for SLR. The family's welcomed me back. I don't know why you guys did. You should have changed the combination lock on the casting booth, but you didn't. And guess what happens? This dingo finds his way home as Wesley has found his way out of this. What happened with Wesley? Because I'm not getting any messages from race control that he's out.
Did he? I'm not sure. Did he have a quali ban?
That's very much could be. Snelly Hankey could be looking pretty good right now. Looking, the pole's up. Who's going to be in the world champion? Snelly's not. Snelly's going to be at the top of the time sheets right now with like 1:11 earlies. Oh no, just a little bit slow in that third sector. I bastard cursed my poor Snelly Hankey. Sorry, my Dutch friend.
Wesley racked up 5 penalties, 1 penalty point. So 3 penalty points in the last race, which means it's 5, so it's a quali ban for him today.
Yeah, all right.
So we'll be starting from the back.
Bit of work to do there, then. So who's on a flyer? Boosted is. Here's my Scottish brother out there. Miss you, Boosted. Hopefully I get to chat to you during the casting. Of course, I do miss my other casting buddy, of course, which is who's the other old Irishman that lives down the road from him again? What's his name? We should know all know
Ocean Chief. Or Tipsy Bob.
Tipsy Bob. G'day, Biggles. Yo, Biggie. I miss you, Tipsy. Where's Tipsy? Where's Boosted? Boosted up to P8, 3 seconds down the road. Definitely a very average banker lap. But hey, banker laps, you know, got to make a deposit into the bank some point. And then you can cash out a little bit later. G'day, Meepo. Hello, hello. Hola. Como estás, Meepo? So I don't have no way of pronouncing the Ferrari driver in P14, my friend, so you're going to have to really help me out with that one.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's have a go. Kyriakidis. Oh, that made that sound.
Wow. You could barely hear me over the game audio. You're absolutely right, guys. The game audio is massively loud. I apologize about that because I haven't loaded up the old SLR overlay graphics in some time now. He did manage to go up there. Keep an eye on P12. So that, thank you very much.
Yeah,
give us an idea, guys, of the audio. We'll get it all sorted out. That Banks. He said a purple sector 2. That's not too bad, but I was surprised that they must have lost a lot of pace in the third sector. Now, back to P13 at the moment, and that's silver in a white AlphaTauri. It would have been better if silver was in a... Yeah, it would have been silver if it wasn't a silver arrows, but it is what it is, right? Yeah. Who would you like to go on? There's a couple of people doing outlaps, so you pick one. It's up to you. Pick a driver, every driver's a winner. Any driver.
Has to be Ocean Chief.
All right, that's what I was thinking, actually. You read my mind. Good casters think alike. Casters being Brother Joel and Brother Biggles in the casting box this evening for you. Yeah, we are brothers, mate. We're separated at birth. Did you realize that?
Sister Biggles.
Ocean Chief on an outlap. Let's go on board. Give us a hot lap around here, Mr. Brother Joel, because I know you could drive.
Yeah, well, into turn 1, you've got to be braking nice and early and make sure you focus on your line out of turn 2. And as the car ahead gets out the way of the traffic, into the chicane where we all know Vettel went across the grass. That was an infamous moment, but hugging the wall nicely. And you don't want to take too much of the curb here, otherwise you'll spin out. You've got to be very careful on the traction. But when you get your wheel straightened just enough, you can floor it and back straight. DRS open. Not many moves here in the race despite the DRS, as it's quite a tight corner at the end, but you can really put your foot down and almost take that flat after you've taken the braking zone into the hairpin then. And you want to get the best exit possible. Closer to the wall, may have gained him a few tenths there for Ocean Chief, but he's coming up onto the back straight. Will receive the majority of moves in the race later on today. And into the final chicane with the Wall of Champions on the right. Need to make sure that you push it as hard as you can, and he gets nice and close to it there, staying close to the grass across the line. And I reckon this is a decent time. P7.
Doesn't improve, but guess who will? Sam I am. Fastest first sector, fastest second sector. Make it a trifecta, my friend. Make yourself up to the top of the timesheets, right next to your teammate. Could it be a Williams 1-2? Bang! There it is, 11.034, almost in the 10 clubs, which I'm sure somebody will be soon, mate. 9 minutes and change to go.
Yeah, who else is on the lap at the moment?
Somebody say easy, Sam and Meepo. Hey, guys, are the levels okay, please? Because I did turn the audio down, so just make sure. I don't think I need to be boosted anymore because I'm already too loud. Just talk to my neighbours about that, but we'll see.
Wimpy's gone P1 straight after Salmon, so...
Yeah, okay, so the Mercs at the moment, mate, are just sitting back sandbagging, perhaps. They haven't got a lap in. Mick Jagger's in the pits there, singing a couple of tunes to his band, and Hohen's invalidated, but he's just warming up. Make sure he's got to charge that battery, but because I don't know why he is actually deploying that battery. He should have it turned off exactly to charge it up. And goes all the way out into the outside, just to make sure he doesn't get in anybody's way, of course. So he can get all warmed up and ready to go for his flying lap. He's really just waiting. And Mace Finch goes into the 10 club. 110. Oh, look at that. That's 1,000th of a second. That is about the thickness of a piece of paper across the line that you would have. That's amazing, man. I'll tell everybody, a Formula 1 car travels a full football pitch in 1 second. You can imagine what 1 millisecond is? 1 nanosecond? That's amazing. Go back to Mr. Hankey for a second because he lit up the timing boards with the fastest middle sector. So the Alfa Romeo driver's back at it again. He is blinking light of death, of course, because he's got to deploy all his battery. You can't control it. It is completely up to the gods of the car at this point. And that's a lot of battery deployment, isn't it, already, my friend? Oh, then again, he started another lap. That Banks C... Is it that Bance, not Banks? Whoa! There's my first casting curse of the day. He was looking good too, mate. We'll go back to the on boards the silver Mercedes because it's about to start. Hohen, can you pronounce that?
No comment.
All right, I gotcha. All right. Now again, I lost pole by once, thousands of a second. You gotta go out of back. You got plenty of time. 7 minutes and change. Let's have a look at the Mercedes driver going down the casino straight there. Is he going to be gambling on silver? Or is he going to be gambling on blue? Or even the house driver, Wimpy? Let's have a look. He's way through it. Love it. This is where you can invalidate this. Oh no, there's another one.
Hojan is spun.
I didn't get across the line either. It's right there, mate. Back it up. Beep, 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 beep. It's right there.
Go, hurry up.
Oh, there it is. At least get a time on the board. You can't go on the pit lane now unless you jump the fence. And just get to see him across the line, of course. Bang. So it cost him about 18 seconds for a little bit of a spin. That's all right. Mate, that's 2. All right? I believe I'm allowed 3 casting curses per a weekend event. So far, we're already in qualifying. I've used 2. It's up to you to use the rest now too, mate. You get 3 as well.
Dice went up to P8. The other Mercedes did get a lap in.
And look at this. Silver's on. I was going to say he's on our lap. I was like, he's not deploying any battery, but he doesn't need to just yet, of course. So, guys out there in the chat, who's your pick to win the race here in Canada? We had gone over those standings earlier. Still pretty early, of course. We're only in. What race are we actually at the moment? Is this the 3rd race?
Round 7 out of
7?
11.
Wow, you guys started early. This is this is definitely like crunch time for the championship. You cannot afford to make too many mistakes now. It's going to be key to bringing that car home more than anything. Don't make me get the medical car out. Don't make me drive the safety car again either. I'm already paying that debt off for crashing the safety car last time. Anyway, we'll go aboard
Wimpy's
with
on
the
another
silver.
lap.
Yeah. But I want to see.
Wimpy only needs to improve the tiniest amount to get that pole.
And Chantron said, yep, that Salmon has Sam I Am, I call him. Sam I Am, whatever. He's quick. He said that he's been very impressive pace and very consistent. So that would be your pick for the win then, I presume? I think a few people have actually picked Sam. Is it Salmon or Sam I Am? Somebody tell me.
I don't know.
I like the Sam I Am more than anything, but...
There's no A after the I.
I'm making up. Salmon. Yeah, we'll just call him Salmon. Like Salmon. Sam Mim.
Salmon.
Yeah. Sam Mim.
Salmon fillet.
So, no tuna. No sardines. It's just all salmon.
Wimpy's nabbed back the pole position. Quite a decent margin.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Ocean Chief in a second. He's going to improve. That Banks has improved in the first sector, but at the moment I just want to commit, obviously, to Silver putting a lap in. We can't leave him alone on the final sector. Just to see what his first time will be here this evening. As he goes up into P13, but we'll go back to Mr. Banks. Bats, sorry. I thought he used to be Banks. Bats. Bants. Yeah. Oh, not a very good middle sector. No, but he's 27 thousandths off the pole position time now. 27 thousandths. So he's definitely going to be slicing around where Mace Fence is. But can he beat Wimpy? That's going to be the key now. Traffic's not going to be a problem because it's gone in the pit lane. Here we go. For the Alpine team crossing the line right now, it's going to be a P2. Actually, wow, he dropped a lot of time in the third sector. He dropped about almost a second in the third sector. So something went a little bit pearl-shaped there, but he definitely has the speed in the first and second sector, and he still has time, I believe.
Schneller Henke wanting to get up into the top 3 as well. He's on another lap. Only 3 minutes left. It's gone quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So drivers will be coming out for the final runs now.
It's pronounced Samim. Get that one. I have 50% of a race to try to get it right. As long as he finishes the race, of course. It's going to be the key. So 18 gladiators are here. Boosted retired from the session, and we obviously heard Wesley had a qualifying ban. So weather forecast looking maybe a little cloudy towards the end of the race. So we never know what's going to happen. But we're going to see at the moment what this Ferrari driver will do to cross the line. And keep an eye on Snelly as well. You mentioned looking pretty pacey. The Ferrari driver will not improve, but Snelly may very well improve here. He's looking quick. The Flying Dutchman, could he fly his way up into the top of the timesheets, into the pole position? He certainly does. Right on cue, he says, Biggles, remember me, I'm back. And the 10,000 Orange Army fans are following me all the way into pole position. That's a pretty good time there, I have to say. Can anybody beat it? Everybody's on track to try
Maze
to do
Vince. Yeah. Maze Vince coming through the final chicane.
Oh, that's not the way. That's a casting curse on you, my friend, Brother Joel. That's your first one.
And he's not going to get another run unless he has enough fuel.
Absolutely not. There's a few other drivers that are on some ending up flying laps, like Mick Jagger. Can he get some satisfaction, do you think? There's my first pun of the day. You guys probably won't remember that. Then again, you don't have to remember that because I wasn't around when the Beatles were top of the timesheets and top of the charts. Mick Jagger! He's going to be improving a little bit, but how much will he improve? Crossing line now. Bang, goes up at a P6. That's not too bad. That might be very much time. But interesting, Maze is not going to be. Who's going to fly? Outlaps now from Wimpy. Outlaps from Samim. I'll get it right. Who do you want to follow, guys? I think the fan club really is showing the Samim. So, because you guys are the fan club and have predicted him, we'll commit to watching him on his flying lap now. And you can commentate this one, Brother Joel, because I don't want to be responsible for another curse. Oh, he has.
He's invalidated, so that's his qualifying done now.
It means it's Wimpy then probably could do something about this. Let's have a look. Ocean Chief. I'm
Yeah,
keeping an eye on
he's
scoreboard.
straight behind him on track. So Wimpy coming through the chicane now, trying to push it. Oh, Wimpy's spun around.
That's 2 on you now, my friend. 2 apiece.
That's not, no, that
Yes,
doesn't
it
count
is.
as a curse.
It
I didn't
does.
say he was looking good or he's going to win or anything like that. I just
Look.
said he's on a lap.
Look, I make
If I
the, I
mentioned
make the
someone's
rules.
name and then
No,
they
I make
spin
the
or
rules.
crash,
We
then
went
that
on
counts.
board. He spun. Okay, that's 2 for me, 2 for you. We got 1. We can't use them all up before the race. Anyway, let's have a look at the keyboard goatee.
Go Tiffy.
He is on the keyboard. Look at the
goat.
steering. The
It's-
worst thing
it's
about going to the
keyboard
Wall of
Magnussen.
Champions on the key. Oh, this is keyboard mag. Look at this. Oh, then again, this man can do it, can't he? Look at that. Wow, he's so precise on a keyboard. Will he improve? He will actually to P6. Not bad at all. He's like, stick that in
Bounce
your
as
steering wheel and drive it, my friends. Oh, but then again, we do have one more driver that perhaps could steal the top of the timesheets here, and that is the Alpine driver. Lit up the timing. 19.53 for that Bance. So let's see what he can do.
Oh! No, that one's on you! That one's on you!
That's
You're
my
out
third.
now.
That's my third gone. All right.
What happens if you have another?
They get refunded. Apparently,
Forfeit.
The driver can actually use a flashback. Anyway, that's it. I think for the qualifying, I'm not seeing anybody else letting it up. He had a chance. He did have a chance, my friend. You could have dethroned Snelly.
Wait a minute.
No.
Is Samim on the lap? Just finishing
Yeah,
another
but
lap?
he's too slow. 36 seconds he can't. There's nothing here to do this.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So the Dutchman done it. That was close, man. I mean, there was a lot of surprises here. Because that Bance could have got a pole. We know Samim could have got a pole. We know Mace could have got a pole. Wimpy could have got a pole. Snelly has a pole. And that's, wow, that's interesting, mate. It's going to be super, super close for the race. How many victims World Champions pole is up there? And apparently, majority of you say 2 to 3. 1 to 2, sorry. 46% of you say they'll take 2 victims. Carnage. What is carnage? Does that just means everybody? All right, you want to read through those qualifying results for us, please, Mr. Brother Joel?
Well, Schnell edges out Wimpy by the barest of margins to take pole. They'll be together on the front row. That should have been exciting starting to turn 1. Fellow Dutchman Samim in P3. So is Maze Vince. Maze Vince P3. Samim P4. They're starting together. And then further down, Bance, who's not from Denmark. And Keyboard Magnussen. Dice, Ocean Chief, Barassin, and someone else.
We're running out of time. You should know they've shortened it up. We've only got about 20 seconds to go through them. Anyway, but while we do wait to load in, obviously, to the track for the race day, once again, we'll go over those driver championship standings. At the moment, it's looking really good there, I have to say, from Snelly, because he's now putting himself in the best possible place to start the race so he can get it into turn 1, hopefully with some confidence and maintain his lead throughout the rest of the race from Samim, who is going to be following him, and Mace are going to be following him very closely as well, too, with Wimpy and Ocean Chief. That Banks, it's all going to be pretty slicey. What is it, 25 points for a race win? And
yep.
You do the math on that, mate, and, that's 85 points if Wimpy wins it. Goes to 85, hoping, obviously,
7 points difference.
Yeah. Plus maybe a fastest lap. And the constructors, of course, once again, this is really just going to be a runaway, I'd say, from Alfa Romeo and Red Bull. Unless, of course, they both completely DNF out of the points and then has to maximize the points, or Williams, then they might get a little bit of a chance, but aside from that, it's going to be between one of those two teams. So I think we're going to get ready, my friend, for the either the formation lap, hopefully. Yes, it is. Well, to catch me off guard on that one. Get my nerves already going. He literally has a Danish passport, you goon. Says that Baines.
Well, that's news to me. Okay, don't blame me on that one.
You had one job, all right, on the flight over. One job. You know, it's a long flight. By the way, did you have the chicken? Did you have the beef? What did you have on that flight across the pond? You're in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a, actually probably about a 10 to 11 hour flight, actually, to here in Montreal.
All I had was a glass of orange juice and 3 raisins.
That's all they gave you?
No, that's just all I wanted.
That's all you wanted? On an 11-hour flight? How's your stomach? It must be grumbling right now. You
I
must
was
be hungry.
sleeping for 10.5 hours.
So you come straight to the track with 3 raisins in your belly, a bit of orange juice, of course, a bit of vitamin C. That's good, but I think
Yeah,
that's
but
got a big.
I raided the Alfa Romeo buffet breakfast this morning.
That was good. How was that actually? I was down in the
full cooked breakfast.
I was in the
you
Red
could ever
Bull
want.
trying to do backflips at the pool, but they didn't bring the pool to this one. So I was hanging out with Ginger Spice and Christian Horner, talking about all his animals. Actually, trying to see if Christian Horner can name every one of his pet animals that he has on his farm, one by one. So he has a lot actually. And I was talking to Natalie. I was catching up with Will Buxton. I couldn't talk to Crofty, of course, because I didn't bring him here this weekend. They bring you and me. So obviously SLR couldn't afford to pay Crofty, unfortunately. Then again, you got us. We're better. We cast more. We cast more than David Croft does. So David Croft casts 20 races a year? I cast 20 races a week. So
20 races a week?
Yeah, not F1 races necessarily, but 20 leagues, 20 events a week. So go for that one, Crofty. Then again, I'm not paid $1 million like Crofty is a year. But anyway, it's not about us who's getting paid the money. It's about these drivers getting paid the money. So that's going to be key. And look, Snell Hankey's going to have some cold tyres to start this race off, mate. And you're going to have to call it. You know the deal.
Yeah, and he's starting back in his grid box as well because he's been a naughty boy and overstepped. Right, the lights are coming up, and there's 5 of them, and it's underway. Doesn't get the best start, does the Alfa Romeo in P1. Schneller Henke alongside him already is Mays Vincent. Look at that, he's overtaken Wimpy from P3, and he's looking to go round the outside. Bit of argy-bargy from the 2 leaders, but Mays Vince has had a stellar start, and Wimpy's down to P4 from his P2 spot. Ocean Chief is in the wall, he's out. Coming through the chicane for the first time, there's a full course virtual safety car, and that can help us reflect a bit on what was a chaotic start. Yeah, Mays Vince up to P1 already, Wimpy down to P4, and Ocean Chief, I don't know what happened there, but he's out already.
Argy-bargy, that's what occurs generally at the start of the race. Only like 6 positions gained there for the Eagle Ghost, and a Zombie Kebab, unfortunately, is also dropped 7 places, and one of you actually has some damage back there on the virtual safety car for the Ferrari. Yes, he has no front wing. You can't see it in this angle, but there's definitely no front wing missing. He's got a red wing, put it that way. McJagger, we're on a virtual safety car. Yep, that was very, very interesting. Wonder if Chief can come in here a little bit later when he's calmed down and have a bit of a chat to us as to what happened. So if Chief, you are listening, please let us know. You can, if we get a safety car. We have a full safety car now anyway, so that's it. It's been decided for safety car. So Chief, if you are listening, come and have a chat to us, mate.
Keyboard on the fresh mediums is in P3. Good start, gaining 3 positions from his P6 start on the grid on those faster tyres. So he's making good use of them so far. Bance has left the session, but hopefully he'll be able to rejoin as quickly as possible. It looks like
it's only Zombie in the pit lane at the moment, mate, because he's got to change that front wing as he goes on to the mediums. So that's why nobody's boxed, of course, because they're always serving a bit of a slowdown penalty there as well, too. Ooh, that Ferrari team need to get their act into gear. That was a slow pit stop there from Mr. Kebab. So, anyway, yep. So it is. Mace Vince got that one done, mate. What a fantastic launch to get it there on Snelly. That's because, once again, we saw Snelly probably got cold tyres, right? Off the start of that race.
Yeah, I don't think it was cold tyres, because he wasn't disqualified in the formation lap. He was only disqualified because he overstepped the mark when pulling into his grid spot, so he was set back a few meters.
Getting used to that, because I didn't realise, because I don't play the game. I just cast it, but I didn't realise that, you can actually slot your car into the grid position this season, which is great, but obviously if you do overstep it, what does that mean? But what's the difference between overstepping it and just crashing out during the formation lap anyway? What is that?
So if you make contact with another car in the formation lap, then you get reset to the grid.
Yes, I know that one.
And
but what about if you don't pull up?
You get cold tyres, obviously. But if you go over the yellow line in your grid box, you get set to the back of your box instead. So,
so
you
you're any
lose
angle...
like 3 or 4 meters.
So can anybody tag Mr. Ocean Chief out there and see if he wants to come over and quick chat to us? 'Cause, yeah, we have about, another lap at least. So I can't tag him, of course, because we'll end up pausing the game. But if somebody can and ask if he wants to come have a quick chat. Because I wanted to know what happened, because we didn't have the camera rings on him, unfortunately. We only have one. The millions of dollars that the F1 Media Liberty Group spend on this, on Formula One, and they only give us one camera. So, yeah, only 3 drivers on those mediums, with the fresh ones with Zombie Kebab because he had to replace his front wing. But, hey, it's good to do it under a safety car because he's back with everybody caught up with fresh tyres and a new front wing. So that's all you can pray for. Safety car's going to be in this lap. So if Ocean Chief does come and have a chat to us, he's going to have to wait a little bit for the next perhaps safety car. Nobody in the World Champions just yet, as far as I know. We didn't get to the World Champions, did we, before the safety car was deployed?
The safety car will be the first into the World Champions.
No, if I'm driving, it would be, my friend, for sure. But not at the moment. I can't drive and cast at the same time. Well, can, but don't really want to. Let's have a look at this then. So, really trying to get temperature in those tyres, aren't they? Because the hard tyres, this is the good thing about the 2022 model. That tyre temperature is key. Big time now, because we don't usually use hard tyres last season, remember? Most people would be starting on mediums and softs. Barely anybody would touch hard tyres, but now they're going to be touching hard tyres, and Mace is off to start green flag conditions on lap 3. 4.
Yeah, it's not the best restart from Maze Vince, but he keeps his position to turn 1, rather predictable, going in the apex of the final corner, but Samim and all those behind Mance are overtaking him because he is yet to rejoin the session and still ghosted. But yeah, Schnell has got the gap to Keyboard, surprisingly, who's being pressurised by Wimpy from behind, although Wimpy has a bit of a moment coming out of that left-hander, and we need to make sure that he can keep it on the track. He needs to get past Keyboard, if he wants to make his way up into the podium positions. Dice on the inside of Samim, up the inside of the chicane, and they've both been spun around, and that's a collision on the second green flag lap of the race. And yeah, Dice and Samim there, both coming together. Doesn't look like any of them have any damage, but they've lost a lot of positions. But already a second gap between P1 and P2, and the same between P3. In a few laps' time, DRS will be enabled, so they need to make sure, if they want to stay with their people ahead, that they close it as quick as possible. Very
eager, guys, because you still have 30 laps to go, and everybody's going for it like it's the absolute last lap of the race. And still, that Eagle Ghost at the moment, and that Banks, that they ghosted. He's got his teammate as a ghost. It's probably going to help him out, I have to say, because you know how difficult it is to try to focus on your own racing line and then have a ghosted car ahead of you. That's even more difficult. But there it is. Mace Vince managed to hold off Snelly for that race resuming. And Keyboard Goatee, well, he's got the medium tyres not making him work. He's dropped out of DRS, which will be activated soon. Silva trying to bring it on the Ferrari up there in P9. That's the DRS training that will be occurring soon from Eagle Ghost, actually, all the way down. That Banks is still competitive, considering it's a ghosted car. Quite amazing. And it looks like we've lost somebody back here. Mick Jagger has dropped a couple of places. They try to battle past Zombie Kebab. And further back, of course, up the road there.
Babolas has gone wide. Oh my word! And he's crashed into the McLaren, a boosted mess.
Oh, I see him right there.
And that is another safety car.
Has to be. There's carbon fibre absolutely everywhere.
And Bats has joined, and yeah, full safety car again. Keyboard Magnussen comes into the pits. We'll talk about that in a minute. However, that was... Booster will be so annoyed about that. He was just taking his racing line, and someone darted up the inside and, well, sort of put him into the wall like a pendulum, and his tyre sheared off. So he can't do anything about that. He's out the race. And what do you do here if you're a medium runner?
Well, you do exactly what Keyboard did. Got rid of him. Very interesting. Second safety car already. If you're a hard tire, I don't know if you want to get rid of them, because the thing is too, you got to remember it's about a 23-second pit stop, and on top of it, you've got, because they're already bunched up from the previous safety car. Right now, if you're Mace Vince, you're plump last, where Sam Eam is. You'll come out about exactly where Sam Eam is if you box. So that's track position completely gone at that point.
I tell you what, Bance is lucky getting back in the car now, which he is. Only lost one position in the end to P6. So
yeah, very good AI, I'd have to say, on that one. That might be something that's questioned, of course, because that AI was keeping up the pace of everybody else. And usually, I mean, I don't mind the AI being a little bit slower, but that was almost equal pace, really. So then again, it is also fair, because we do like, people have game crashes and things like that, so we do like to see him get back and control the car. And he's thankful for another safety car, because that delayed the time in order for him to probably to boot the game back up there and get back in. It just happens. With 20 people on, almost 18 people on a grid, I guarantee you, in these days, with the EA game, unfortunately, it's just, well, Codemasters, it's just one person's going to crash. The game's going to crash for somebody. That's just the way it goes.
And Keyboard Magnussen has gone back onto those mediums.
Yeah. Well, he went in and out. Yeah. That's interesting.
What? So he's basically just given away 12 positions
there.
For no gain.
He did box before, didn't he? Exactly.
Maybe he thought he was going to go onto a fresh set of mediums.
Look at the pit stops. He's the only one to take it. Yeah, 2 pit stops. Yeah, you can tell he's a keyboard. Look at the way he's just turning. Yeah, I know the feeling, my friend. I drive on a keyboard. Mick Jagger's the only one with a 3-second penalty at the moment. Look at those positions gained. So Eagle doing the Eagle Rock at the moment, just ahead of his teammate. And we know that teammate probably helped him out with ghosting. And once again, we want to know how Boosted and Ocean Chief. So we've lost both of our Scots and Irishmen are gone. So if they're available, come and chat to us once again. Second time around, I'm not going to ask it. Third time, I'm going to come drag you from the garage and bring you in here by your scruff of your neck if I have to. Otherwise, I'll just hit the end streaming button and we're not going to have a race until they come and chat. There we go. I have the power. I wouldn't want to do it to the other 16 gladiators, of course. And you guys out there that are watching.
Right, the safety car's doing another lap, so...
yeah, get him in. Tag him.
I think Keyboard is going to pit again now.
I reckon he's going to pit again?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Surely.
I mean...
He has to.
Team's running out of tyres. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Who else is up the road pitting? Hojan. So what are you saying is boxing? Because it was a bad decision to choose those tyres? I don't understand.
Well, those 5-lap tyres... Those are the tyres he was on when the safety car came out, the second one.
Going back to hards.
So he went on to hards. Under the safety car, he pit off those mediums he was just onto fresh hards, and then he pit again back onto the same mediums. So he's basically lost 12 positions without changing his tyres.
He wanted to go the hards.
Yeah, it must have been.
At that point, I would say, just risk it, mate, because we've had 2 safety cars already, and we're lap 8, and we basically only had about 4 laps of green flag racing. So there's a chance of another safety car.
He actually gained a position by pitting there, so...
Maybe, but, I mean, that's the extra pit stop. Like, it doesn't really matter at that point when you're at the back, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. Like, you never know what's you can't plan it. It could easily be another safety car. And then, your strategy's all over the place. The lights are off the Aston Martin safety car, and Mace Vince has to do this all over again for the second time this evening.
He must have learned by now not to go on the apex of the final corner. That's what everyone does. It's so predictable.
But he got away, really. He shot like a cannonball out of that one. And the only thing, of course, is getting those temperature in the tyres. You can see him weaving, because that happens so often. I've seen in 2022 now that people... Even the leaders, they hit the loud pedal out of the final corners, and then the car just goes whoopsie and spins around. So it's crucial to get that temperature in those tyres and see if he can do it all over again. And he's going to get ready to go in a second, I'd say, mate, because he gets the call. And when he goes. There it is. Bang. Looks too easy, doesn't it? But look further back. Look further back.
Oh, yeah, Eagle Ghost on the Aston Martin and Barassin round the outside is going to attempt. And he's going to have the inside for the next corner. But that's Bance, who's back in the car, is coming round and tangling up with Wimpy, who went wide in turn 1. Has dropped 3 positions from that mistake. And, yeah, Bance already back up where he started. And it's like he never disconnected in the first place. Very close between the Mercedes of Dice and Wesley as he darts up the inside into the hairpin, onto the back straight. No DRS as of yet. But there's a car span around. Kyriakidis has come together with Wimpy.
Oh, no.
And that's huge for the championship, and he'll be fuming. And then Wesley's round now as well.
Where's Wesley? We should be approaching him in a minute.
P14, he's span come together with someone, and Zombie Kebab is being overtaken by Keyboard Magnussen, who's already up to P10 from P15 on the restart.
And Mick Jagger at the moment there, and Silver, I think it is. It is, the AlphaTauri. It's going to be close. Got to commit to the line of the Wall of Champions. Nobody's gone there yet. Mason's trying to get a break up the road there. That's Bance is putting a bit of pressure on. That's the battle we just saw there. So Mick Jagger gets it done. Further back in the field, we're seeing some boxing for that damage. What about, that's Bance on the back of the the 007, of course, Aston Martin driver there, Abara Sesson. There it is. Get it right at one point. No safety car deployed for that carbon fiber. So I guess they did. But Bernard, they're basically refueling the safety car right now. Oh, that's a little bit of damage. It's definitely end plate damage, about 10%. So that Banks has gambled himself into the wall a little bit. Not the Wall of Champions this time around, but definitely got a little bit of end plate damage for sure. And you need some downforce.
So many collisions on that restart.
Do you allow your teammate through Eagle Ghost? That's going to be the interesting thing, because that's just his teammate behind him, of course. And if he knows he's got damage, but then again, he's out of the DRS. So that's going to be interesting. We'll still see if we can pull him in there. Snelly Hankey's trying like crazy to pull with that DRS range there of Mace Vince. We should be activated next lap if we get a full lap of green flag racing again. No rain is expected from the weather forecast at the moment, so we have enough on track to be excited about already. With 2 retirements and a bit of a carnage there between the Ferrari and here we go.
Dice making up another place. He'll go for this, knowing him. He does up the inside, and that's a very nice move. Well controlled. Samim now on his mediums, looking to get past, but he can't really do anything at this part of the track.
Just don't retire Rene, says Damien. I don't know who Rene is, but other way. Look at the exit speed from Samim, but Samim had to back off. Otherwise, yes, you can say bye-bye to your front wing, my friend. Don't overtake here. There's no space. You have to time it, don't you, for Laping? You got to go side by side with Laping and then just hope that, it's going to go working actually through the S's before you go to Laping.
Got it done.
Wow, amazing. Good job. That's medium tires working for you too for now. And go back to keyboard as well too. It's putting a bit of pressure on the back there of Mr. Silver. He's got look at that, blinking light of death, so no ERS. It should be a good exit from keyboard as he struggles to fight the keyboard on that steering wheel. Let's see what he can do. We're going to stay on board. He's got the DRS activation. You can hear it. He knows that Silver's got their blinking light of death, means no ERS, but you can't do a late dive bomb from here. No way. You have to follow him through. And he gets an actual, wow, that was a minute adjustment and penalty, but now he should be able to get him into turn 1.
Oh, pushed onto the grass. Alex Albon. Oh, I thought he clipped him again there.
Oh, he's
back on, and now Kebab wants a piece of this.
Yep. This is Zombie Kebab. We'll go on board with him, actually. Watch this from the Ferrari's perspective. This is your Paddock Pass entertainment tickets right now here to Canada on race 12, lap 12 of 35. Not even halfway through yet. And it's been action-packed all the way.
Wimpy, fastest lap. But he's way down the field. He'll hope for another safety car at this rate. Who else is close? We got Samim and Dice. He's looking on the back of Eagle Ghost now, is Dice. He might go for it into the hairpin. Oh. He's going to wait. But that's Samim looking around the outside. Teammate. There might be another moment here of a DNF like we saw boosted. It involved Samim again, I think it did. Manages to avoid it this time. Barassin is overtaken by that Bance. into the chicane. They come on to start the 13th lap.
Oh, go
Dice.
side by side
Let's
through,
go
it's not gonna
outside.
happen.
Eagle goes
You
spun
can't.
round.
You can't go side by through to the Wall of Champions. It's impossible. Oh, it's not impossible. It's like trying to get two cars through the through the castle section in Baku. It is physically possible, but it's not advised. And yeah, and Eagle Ghost, unfortunately, this time around got the wrong end of the stick on that one. But still, lives to see another day. Lives to talk to his grandchildren about what happened when you try to go side by side through the Wall of Champions in Canada. But here we go. Zombie Kapat put a bit of pressure on Silver up the road there. So the medium tyres, they've still got a lot of life to them, remember, even though they've got more laps.
Oh,
A lot of it's
Dice
been
must
on.
have made a mistake
He
there.
has. This could be a side, but you have to make a run right now. No way you cannot lift off from this. But remember, you're going to be on the opposite side. You're going to brake
Bad
late,
pass as well.
come back in through the S's. Yes, he does. Good job. Gets it done. Silver can come back, obviously, with that DRS down the main straight. That might be the closest battle we can watch at the moment. We're probably going to keep an eye on Silver through La Ping. Let's see. I love the exit here. You want to keep it out of the Rolex wall, of course. And look at that. No, he just lost too much scrubbing, didn't he? And that's going to compromise him because when he gets that DRS activated, which is about now, by the time he catches a Ferrari, you're already going to be braking into the final two turns.
And Bance is storming through the field all the way up to P3. And so is Samim, I think, on his medium tyres. There's someone who's off, and it's Barassin,
Oh, no.
who's had
No, it's an
an incident.
DC again, I think. Or he did go off and
No,
back on.
he's in the car.
So now Stelly's getting pretty close at the moment. Let's go back up to the business end of the timesheets because he's been following Mace practically this whole race. You can see he's got a little bit of a DRS activation here, but that's not going to be enough. Now, they're going to be a matter of who's going to be jumping. This is also going to play into Samin's hands because, you know, he's got the younger tyres, but he's 5 seconds down the road from that Bance that's currently in P3, just right behind the rear wing there of Snelly, as you can see. So these top three are in their own little playground area. We'll see what's going to happen. It actually looks like that Bance has got a little bit more speed advantage here on Snelly. So Snelly's going to be looking in the middle and Silver's out. Silver's crashed out, and I think Silver's actually crashed out, I believe.
And it's another safety car. Full
in
safety
the
car.
I can't catch where he is because he's crashed out in La Ping. So will they go in? They passed the pit lane, but Samin did get in, and that's interesting. He just got some fresh mediums on. Now he's going to get rid of them. Go to hards for sure, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think you can go to the end from hards here. So.
Yeah, he could go definitely to the end hards from here. Whether you'll have the pace or not. But that's the thing. Look at that. The top six have elected not to go into the pit lane, mate. None of them. So, Sammy, look at that. Sammy, oh no, into the grass. He's going to lose a position there to Owen. That's just cold tyres. And a little eager. I'm sure he really wanted to get out ahead of the Mercedes.
Yeah, but what he hasn't thought about is that it's the same tyres he started the race on.
Oh, was it?
Because you only have one set of hards.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So they're 5 laps old. And, well, he's bided a bit of time with his tyre wear because he's been on those mediums. But I think because of that, they're probably not going to get to the end.
Interesting. We just heard, obviously, Eagle Ghost, so why I had wing damage the whole race. But then they're still just bumpy. Yeah, bumping is racing, my friend, unfortunately. Bumping, grinding. It's going to be like that, especially in Canada. There's not a lot of room. It's unfortunate for you, my friend. And you're not the only one, I believe, that has wing damage. There's a few others. It's very unfortunate for you. I do understand. We do have another safety car, so if you do want to jump into the interview channel, we could probably drag you up. But obviously, you got to remember, you got to be a little bit kind. Of course, we are live on air. But if you want to talk about the positive parts of your races, you'd be welcome to. You have to jump in the interview channel because while we go around another lap, we have a little bit of time. Ocean Sheep was more unlucky, but I'd like to chat to the drivers. Just like, we go down to Ted and Will, chat to the drivers if they retired. Currently, in the moment, 4 of those drivers have retired. Brother Joel, my brother, my friend, my brother, my across the pond brother, my separated at birth. We're not twins. I think I was born about 10 minutes earlier than you were.
10 years.
Yeah, probably about 10 years too, mate. You're right. So I got 10 years more driving experience on you. Aha. So am I like the Mark Webber and the Oscar?
Not bad for number 2 driver.
And what do you? Speaking of which, where do you think Oscar's going to be? Like this whole pearl-shaped thing with Alpine, and obviously Daniel Ricciardo. Well, Daniel Ricciardo's going to cash in for about $23 million, so he's still going to have that big smile on his face one way or another. Whether you'll have a seat in Formula One next year, that's something I'll negotiate. In fact, I've heard rumors that he's going to go to Indy. A few people have talked about that to me to say it's not going to happen, but I don't know, mate. Daniel Ricciardo loves the States, and he's very popular in the States, and so an IndyCar drive from him is going to secure a ton of cash, and he's going to be quick in Indy too. Otherwise, what does he do? Go to Haas in F1 and can't race for podiums? That's not the Daniel Ricciardo honey badger we know.
Back to Red Bull.
Yeah, no, he's going to go Red Bull now. Christian Horner was not a happy camper when he announced that he was leaving. Surprisingly, really caught Christian Horner off. Christian Horner was unhappy with that one. Christian Horner basically was saying to Renault, like, are you happy you spend all this money to buy this driver? Because that's what he was saying, because Renault offered a lot of money. Anyway, but Daniel Ricciardo won't earn the money in Indy, but he will be popular with sponsorship deals. So that's one thing you have to look out for. I'm just saying, I think Daniel Ricciardo will go to Indy either next year or the year after. But he loves the States, and he's popular there, so why not? You're not going to get a good drive in F1 anymore, I don't think. That's one for you guys to debate. But Oscar's the key, isn't it? That's the other one. Like, Oscar, what is going on with Oscar? Like, where does Oscar go? Is it confirmed he goes to McLaren? I don't know.
Nowhere.
Does he want to go to McLaren and be the number 2 driver to the golden boy, obviously, of Lando? Because McLaren have signed Lando for a few years, so anyway, safety car's in this lap, so we can talk about that maybe for the next safety car. Third safety car has been deployed.
This is the third.
Yeah. So Mason's getting pretty good at this one now, mate. Becoming
He's done the same
expertise.
thing every single time so far.
Thank you, Boosted.
Surely.
Boosted, come and have a chat to us when you can, the next safety car. I've been begging for you guys to have a chat to us during the safety car. But anyway, Mason's going to do it all over again.
Surely Schnell has learned now what he's going to do.
Yeah, but it's so hard, isn't it? Because when Mace goes, but that's Snelly got a great launch this time around. A lot better than the past. So 3 times lucky for the safety cars. Now they're starting to actually think about this really good and putting the pressure on. The best launch I've seen for a car outside of the number 1
look
launch.
At Dice.
Absolutely.
Very close. Hojan lost position to Samim.
Yeah, he has.
And many others.
But we'll go back to this key moment here with the top 5 drivers. That's amazing. That was a Snelly absolutely caught, I have to say, almost caught Mace sleeping on that one. That doesn't happen too often. You do have a massive advantage when you are the lead safety car, essentially leading the race, and starting to pull that gap away now, because now Snelly has to think about that. Banks is going a little bit wide. Mick Jagger in the background there, followed by Bassassin. He's going to be basically trying to steal that one away, isn't he? Stealthing his way up at passing Mick Jagger, perhaps. Keyboard Magnussen further back, going to get an overtake there on the hell. I can't even pronounce that driver's name. It's got to be Dutch, but either way, Keyboard's got it done. No DRS, of course, so it makes it even easier to try to defend against. But here is that driver of the Herty going against the Keyboard, but that's going to be last late breakers, and don't do it, because we've seen 2 drivers try that through.
Oh, Wesley's doing it with Samim.
And that's going to be pain.
One of the Dice is in the wall of champions.
It's Mick Jagger.
Oh no, it's another full safety car.
Oh, the 4th. Okay.
Oh my word,
There
this
is
is gonna.
5. This has
I
got to
want
be.
to go to bed tonight.
You're not going to bed, my friend. You've signed up for SLR Season 9, Tier 3. This is what's going to happen, okay? Yeah, now you can come and chat to us, Boosted, please, if you can. I want to hear that sexy voice that you have, my friend. Again.
Surely, if you're a hard runner, you just pit now and go to the end on mediums.
You got to, I'd say, because they've gambled. They've had 3 safety cars, right? Sorry, it's 2. No, there's three safety cars. This is the fourth, isn't it?
This is the yeah.
This was the third.
Yeah. This is the fourth.
This is the fourth. So they haven't boxed 18 laps. That's the thing. But Mace has got the one that has to make the call because everybody else behind him can say, do we copy what he's doing or do we stay out? Mace is the one that doesn't know. He can't copy anybody. He has to be the one in the executive seat. He's the big boss. He has to make all the decisions for his company, for Red Bull. And although he's got a little bit of a gap, it's 1.9. It doesn't matter. They're bunched up, remember. So if he boxes, he's plump last. If nobody else boxes, and there it is. That's the call. So now what does everybody else do? Does Stelly follow? Yes, he
you all
does.
have to box. Everyone in the hards has to box.
Not everybody. Keyboard stayed out. Vert stayed
I don't
out.
know about that.
Sammy came in. Assassin stayed out. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Well, welcome along. This is what happens, isn't it, mate? You're getting heated up because you're getting close to the end of the season, so drivers are just gambling tooth and nail. And, well, is your gambling paying off? That's going to be the key. So,
Brings Wimpy back
we have an
into it,
Aston
kind of.
Martin 1, 2, and 3 in this race. That's right. 3 Aston Martins. They have allowed 3 of them in this race. And they're leading 1, 2, and 3. And I'm waiting for somebody to question, and you just realised that, didn't you? Well, what was the third Aston Martin? That one was a safety car. But okay, just to show you the pit stop strategy, of course. 6 seconds, 2 for Keyboard with those corner cutting, but I can't really blame him. But he's been doing a fantastic job. He started in P6. He's had 3 pit stops. I'll show you the pit stops as positions gains. Look at those pit stops. Remember, Assassin hasn't
Safety
taken
car
any.
in this lap.
Yep, and now has Verts. Verts hasn't. So here it is. We're back at it again and again and again. And this time around, for the first time, it's not going to be Mace leading this as the safety car. It's going to be the Aston Martins. But the good thing about it, he's got his teammate behind him, right? So if they work together, they should be able to cover off. Yeah, look at that.
Is he
Wow,
gone?
what a
Yeah, he's
launch!
gone.
That's early. Oh, Mace has lost positions here.
Oh, there's been a sort of a confusion at the back, it seems like.
Yeah, they timed it
Snell
right.
and Ants as well.
Yeah, have they
So
timed
they're
it
gonna
correctly?
Gonna have trouble getting through the field.
Now there's got to be really cautious here, because you know that Banks is further back in the championship with him, but Snell's got to be fighting tooth and nail. He's got to make sure he's got to keep this lead in the championship. He can't afford to be making any little tiny mistakes here. He's pretty much going to be guaranteed some points here because we're down to 13 drivers. We're still got at least 14 or so laps in this race, so plenty of time. But at the moment, just got to make sure you keep it out of the fence. And then just see what happens up the road, because guaranteed something's going to happen up the road. Here we go. Something's going to happen right now. Wesley on Zombie. Last late breakers, look up the road there too. Don't hit those marbles. You're going to have no traction. Zombie Kebab's going to try to bring it down here at the Camel Straight, as well as Salmon. This is absolutely mad. Somebody has to lift off here. Exactly. So Verte did lift, thankfully, because we did predict a couple of drivers into the World Champions.
Here comes Wesley again. He's in the best place here as Wesley as he gets past. And yeah, on the fresh mediums that I think he'll be able to take to the end now. So he may be on for a win if he keeps it clean and makes his moves decisively.
Especially as those penalties start to rack up as well too, my friend, because you can see there's a few of them already. There's 6 seconds for Keyboard. That's 3 seconds for Samim. 3 seconds for Wesley. So yeah, it's exactly. Well, the Aston Martin AlphaTauri driver could be looking for a podium. He's got the Ferrari, of course, putting pressure on him. Podium's up for grabs for everybody. Wimpy can get a podium here. Because remember, those safety cars bunched everybody up. And so therefore, the gap right now from P1 down to P7 is 3 seconds. And with 3 seconds penalties, that means you drop to P6 immediately. That's one place you don't want to be, but we still have at least 10 plus laps of racing and no rain. Only sweat, blood, and tears, mate.
It is getting a bit cloudier. Yeah. Vince makes a move.
Now that's all without the DRS. Now you're going to spice it up a little bit more of the DRS. Zombie Kebab now making a run. Got to be really careful not to use a front wing here, my friend. As they say, Enzo Ferrari would say, a Ferrari that's not winning is not a Ferrari at all. Let's see if Zombie Kebab can prove that one. I'd say follow it. You got time here. You've got time, guys. You don't need to try to make overtakes in risky places. And where's Barras in the hole? And that's my commentating curse. Did he get called off by the Aston Martin driver of Barrasin?
That's with Kebab.
Wesley.
Well.
Wesley making a run. That's actually Samim on Wesley. Taking advantage of full green flag conditions, so they've deemed that's perfectly safe to have carbon fiber all over the track. Well, they're all bunched up, remember, so the marshals can get out there and clear it up. Are you planning on going to sleep tonight? Do not plan on going to sleep tonight, because this race is certainly not over. Because look at this. Wesley challenging the keyboard goat of all keyboard goats for perhaps a lead in this race with the best tyres in town almost, apart from Mace, Vince and Snelly. Look at keyboard. Defending. Wesley trying to do something about it. He has to, because Samim is also thinking about sneaking one up the inside. We're going board with Samim to watch it from the Williams perspective in the T-Cam. Welcome along to lap 24.35. Welcome along to Tier 3 for SLR.
Very close at the top. And then you've got Wimpy and Maze Vince, who started on the front row together, but a lot has happened to have them meet up again in P5 and 6. Top 3 all with penalties. And there's the yellow flag. Babalos has crashed. He's out. Surely not another safety car.
Not yet.
Please.
We'll see.
Please, no.
You'll get 5. I'm not quite sure if you'll get 6 in this season, but for now they've deemed it's okay. Mace now. Mace under the pressure. Go back to it, Mace. Actually, we're going to have to go back to Wesley, because Wesley's going to make an overtake down Casino Straight. Here we go. Come on, 2 abreast into. No, Keyboard's decided to back off on that one. Very smart. Live to see another day.
Oh, Wimpy and Vince. They've come together. It's all right, though. No damage done. But that was a bit dangerous. Can Keyboard now stay on the back of Wesley? Or will he build a gap?
That'll be the question, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Oh, we absolutely won't do this. Wimpy and Snelly. Snelly's got the fresher tyre. I think Wimpy was wise there and just said, look, I'm going to back off. There's no point in me fighting you right now. I know you're battling for a championship. Not the same team, but very clever, smart racing. See how that pans out later. He's going to be like, I'll just wait for your safety car, mate. Mace Vince at the moment. This is the key. Mace Vince and Snelly. They're the ones that are really battling this championship too. Oh! That's a off excursion, and that's Wimpy around. Now keep an eye on this, because it's Mace, Vince, and Snelly. And Wimpy, sorry. It wasn't Wimpy around. My apologies.
Yeah, it was the Alpha Tauri.
Oh, this is close.
24 lap old Hearts. He hasn't pit yet.
And this is championships, remember, up for grabs here. Macy wants to minimize the damage of Snelly running away with this one. Going to go straight down the Casino Straight, and somebody has to yield for sure. No, they don't. And there's contact. Oh.
Riding the curb.
You'll be riding an ambulance to the hospital if you keep that one up, my friends. So, Verti got, he's got wing damage, and besides, he had to box anyway. He was the last of that haven't boxed yet in the pit lane. Getting rid of those really old worn tyres. But still, might find a way of getting himself in the top 10. Zombie Kebab's going to be flying tooth and nail, of course, because he's got some fresh boots on. And I'm going to go up to this battle, of course, because Samim, the fan favourite, is putting a bit of pressure right now on Keyboard, who's struggling with those tyres. And believe it or not, Keyboard's visited the pit lane 3 times already, and he's on 19 lap tyres. And he's been in the pit lane. Remember those early pits that he did under the safety car?
Yeah.
And he has the most worn tyres on the track.
It is getting a lot darker now.
Yeah, rain, not expected still, but look at this. What's expected? Maybe an overtake. So, Samim will commit to the racing line there, and I think Keyboard just, yields on that one. So his tyres are just falling off the cliff a little bit. No point in fighting for it. Especially those penalty situations, which are starting to come into play. I'll pull them up in a little bit. Because it's not just a factor to pull your keyboards out, just your calculators, not keyboards. Just yet start calculating numbers. And wait till the end for that one. Whoa, I love that angle there from Samim trying to chase down Wesley. That's what he wants to chase down, big time. And, of course, try to build as much of a gap he can to Snelly Hankey, because Snelly Hankey's got no penalties next to his name, so... Snelly, at the moment, to give you an indication, is about 4.9 seconds away from Wesley.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really slow towards the end of the race on those already 17-lap-old hards. Someone has... there's a yellow flag. I don't know what that's for.
I think somebody's just running a little bit wide here. Further back, and we'd expect Zombie Kebab to get a little bit of pressure there. Then again, Bertie just came out of the pit lane, so he's got some fresh boots. Zombie's got the tyres up to temperature there for the Ferrari with the red striped soft tyres, but not going into a corner like that will help you, my friend. That most likely came close to a warning. Corner cutting. That's going to cost him the opportunity probably.
Oh.
And Mace's pulling the pit lane. He had damage. Oh, he's got front wing damage. That's the reason why the Red Bull's in. They got to change the front wing. That's going to hurt a lot. Now, do they have a gap to that Banks? Look on the track map. No. Baraston will go past. That Banks... No. Yeah, that Banks has gone in anyway, so he's okay. Mace should come out ahead. Oh, it's going to be super close if he can come out ahead of Zombie Kebab. They're going down there. He won't. Will he? Actually, I forgot about the pit lane exit here. He will. Very lucky to clear that battle, because they're going for a 2 for 0. You do not want to be stuck behind them when you got to try to make your way back up. We've still got a handful of laps to go, of course, so you got new tyres there. Soft tyres, a lot of pace.
Yeah.
It did
but
start
he
in
is 7 seconds back and then 10 to the next car.
Well, he started in P3, so we know he's got the qualifying pace.
Yeah.
All right, now, we go back further up here. Snelly Hankey, this is the key. So Snelly's thinking about a win, I'd have to say here. He's not thinking about a podium, thinking about a win. Because we'll do the math on that one. I'll show you the gap to leader. Look at that. The gap to leader. And on top of it, what I'm going to now show you is the penalties. So do your math on that one. There's that Wimpy. Goes in the pit lane, actually, as well. Interesting. So, yeah, go back to the mathematics on this. Snelly's 4.4 seconds away from the leader. He's got keyboard. He's got Samim, maybe, depending on Samim's pace. But does he have Wesley for the win? He's got to get under 3 seconds to Wesley. That's the key. So keep an eye on his pace if he wants to win this one. Snelly did qualify on pole. He wants it back.
I think. Yeah. He's going to have to overtake Samim as well as Keyboard, I think, if he wants to win, just to get within those 3 seconds, because the tyre delta between those two is quite large.
And you've got to remember,
laps left.
But Wesley, from 18th to 1st at the moment, is looking for a last to first challenge, and that's one a win's a win, mate. But if you get a win from a last to first challenge, you got a big smile on your face, and Keyboard has come out. Oh, what is it? Really putting pressure there on Snelly now. Massive pressure. But his tyres are done. Why is he battling?
He's just been overtaken.
Yeah, he actually did get overtaken, of course. Yeah, sorry, my apologies by Snelly, of course, with the pressure boots. Look at that. Keyboard's really struggling right now. He's struggling already on a keyboard. He's struggling 10 times more with no traction on these tyres. About 50% rears at the moment on those hards. And I don't know, I'm not a driver, but how do 50% rears on hard tyres feel like?
Like the start, to be honest. The hard tyres don't degrade at all, really, until you get like to 75, 80. So
oh, okay, fair enough.
Sort of the same pace as when you first pit.
So what's Snelly going to do here? He's got clear air.
He's just got to keep driving as fast as possible.
His last laps are 14 flat. The other guys at the road are doing 14 5s and 14 3s. So yeah, he's about 3/10 quicker than everybody up the road. His gap to the leader is 4.7 seconds. It's not enough yet, but he's got 5 laps. Wesley, that's it. Wesley got a 3-second penalty, and that is now very spicy, because now all Snelly has to do is get
It's not
within
get a penalty.
3 seconds and not get a penalty. Yeah, and he's only on 1 warning butt, so he's got one up his sleeve, that one little extra one to go, okay, I'm all right, okay, you know, if I do go off one time, it's that, you know, you like that one extra. I'm going to show those penalties as well too, because they're nasty at the moment for keyboard. 9 seconds now. I believe it's actually on 11 seconds. I'm not quite sure if my telemetry is telling me anything. But that's a lot, and what's happened here? Pert's gone a little bit of a spinneroo there for the AlphaTauri, and I think that was turn 1. But, he's down the road. He's close to the points paying positions. Those penalties now, guys. What do you think? Can Wesley... Wesley can't hold it off because Snelly's within 6 seconds. You can see Wesley's got 6 seconds next to his name. So that's the gap to leader I'm showing you. And Snelly's 4.4. So as soon as they cross the line, Snelly will get the race win. But Wesley's now got to really think about keeping Sam 3 seconds ahead. If he wants P2, that's the battle. Who wants P2? Does Samim want it? Or does Wesley want it? Now, Wesley's just lost his last to first challenge. 18th he started. Currently running in P1, but will lose the P1 to Snelly unless Snelly does something wrong. But if you're going to drop somewhere, you want to drop to P2, right? You don't want to drop to P3. And at the moment, he's got to push because Samim is definitely keeping within that 3 seconds gap. So this is a mathematical time we have to start calculating in this race, mate.
Yep. I think it's pretty clear for Schnell. Just keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, quite a group of cars from Wimpy, Mays Vincent, Kebab, who are coming up onto the back of Barassin. Only 3 laps remain though, so they'll need to speed up a bit if they want to make up those places.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it on gap to leader at the moment with those penalties up rather than tyres, because this is the most important part we need to be focusing on. If Samim can keep it within 3 seconds that he currently is, but look at that, Wesley's kicking it up a gear, isn't he, in certain places? Because look at that, it's up to 2.8 now. It was down at about 2.6. Look at that, it's almost 3 seconds. So Wesley's really pumping in some laps here. Look at that, now it's 3 seconds. So whatever Wesley's done, now it's 3.1. So whatever Wesley's doing, I'm going to show you those tyres real quickly as well too, guys, because that's an indication of that. That's because, there it is. Samim is on the older boots, but then again, what is Wesley's tyres looking like? Oh, they're much fresher, mate. They're about 10% fresher. But that's going to be close, guys. What do you reckon? I need predictions out here in the chat. Do you guys think that Wesley can hold off Samim for the P2? Currently at the moment, Snelly's going to take the P1 away by penalties, but the battle for P2 is this battle between these two drivers, and it's right on the edge. Samim needs to clear under 3 seconds. Wesley needs Samim to be over 3 seconds to steal the P2 position in this championship. And they're right on the cusp. No DRS is available for them because they're not close enough. They're over a second gap between each other.
Yeah, and only 2 laps remaining as well, so...
Oh, what do you do, mate?
Little time to do
Go on board with
anything
Samim. We'll give you a perspective from Samim because he's the one that's been chasing. We know that Wesley's, look at that, pushing. Can't show them both at the same time, but you can give me a perspective right now. If you were Joe, you were in this position right now, and you know you got to get under 3 seconds, and you're on the bubble. How's he driving? How's he doing?
You don't look at the gap. You just look at the track and drive for a lap and a half. That's all you can do. You just focus. Instead of looking at the gap and potentially losing time whilst doing that, you just got to put your head down. I mean, he's doing well, Wesley, and especially being out front will help.
Yeah, we'll go to Wesley real quick. Have a look
the
at
other thing, he can't get another penalty as well because that would be game over.
Now, all Wesley needs to do is that time to go and shine. Look at that. Now, is he starting the final lap? Yes, he is. And right now, starting the final lap. Look at the gap. It's almost 3 seconds. I don't know if he knows it. They're both out of battery. They got nothing left in the tank. Of course, they're going to burn everything. A little bit of battery, but I don't know, if he has a spotter telling him, your gap to Sam is 3 seconds. Right on the bubble here. Snelly's fine. Snelly just has to drive the rest of this race. Cool, calm, and collected. He has no pressure around him. He's within the 6 seconds. That's fine. Show you those penalties. But now, I don't know, guys. I want a prediction out there. Everybody's been quiet. Can Samim get P2, or will Wesley hold on for that P2? This is the last lap. It's still 2.9, 2.8. It's going up and down like a yo-yo. It will change as you go through those straights, as you deploy it. Couple more corners to go now. Wesley, get it out of La Ping. He's only got the casino straight now, and he's got a 3/10 gap there to Samim. Almost 4/10 gap. It might be enough. Samim's going to get the power down as well. Look at that. Increasing, increasing, increasing. It's going to be super close. Look at that. It's almost 2.9, almost 3 seconds. This is it. Ken Wesley's going to cross the line first. It's almost 3 seconds on the bubble. Can it be enough? Wesley's going to cross the line.
No.
He'll lose it out to Stanley. Will Samim get that P2 position? Yes, he will. Wesley lost it. By what time? It was milliseconds. Unbelievable.
1/10.
Wow. We'll get that in a second. That was so close, wasn't it? I mean, he was 4/10 up on Samim down the casino straight, and then all of a sudden Wesley made that up in the dying stages of this race. Snelly is just now got a big smile on his face, of course, for the Dutch Army, knowing that he's one step closer, one more hand on that Drivers' Constructors Trophy for sure, and probably the Team Constructors Trophy as well. Just getting it done because of no penalty situation is always the way you want to win a race. But Wesley, yeah, driver of the day. 18th place up to 3rd. Could have got 2nd. Could have even got 1st. That final penalty really destroyed those chances. But, well, Snelly Hankey's done it again, mate. Alfa Romeo, cool, calm, and collective. The key to always winning races in this simulator game is no penalties. That always gets you up a top step of the podium most of the times. Congratulations. You're the winner of the Canadian GP. Gotta let him celebrate there for a second, mate, because he's done everything he needed to do. Well, after that excitement event, mate, I need you to go through those results for us and look at that time difference between that 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, Snell winning that quite comfortably in the end. Sam in P2 and Wesley P3. It's an all-Dutch podium. The Greek, Kyriakidis, up in 4th, who started 11th. That's a good drive from him. Barasin, despite his multiple spins and keyboard, the other Aston Martin finishing together in P5 and 6. Wimpy gets back up to P7 after his early crash. Maze Vince there in 8th after having to pit for wing damage. Kebab did well to recover into the points positions. And Vid in P10 there, rounding out the positions.
Just looking at the time penalty difference I wanted to see between Samim and Wesley. It ended up being 1/10 difference, I believe. Look at those DNFs, unfortunately, there from Babalea, Seb McJagger, Eagle, Silver, Boosted, and Ocean Chief. Unfortunately, are all the DNFs, but those drivers that did bring those cars home brilliantly. Driver of the day naturally had to go to Wesley, because that was just brilliant. But very close to getting the race win. So we'll obviously have to go close to getting some interviews here for a second. So absolutely. Let's get a minute in a second, of course. That was quite the fun result, wasn't it? And that's not the results I want to show you, but I will show you the results in a second that we need to be showing everybody. I have 2 results to show, so I'm just trying to think which one I can show. It's this one. There it is. That's the results I do need to be showing everybody. Right there. For the Dutch domination, shall we say, isn't it, my friend, for the podium?
Yes.
I didn't realize all 3 were the Dutch drivers. So yeah, just a quick second. We'll don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute. I need a quick bathroom break and a hydration break, and yeah, I'll be back. And Brother Joel can talk to everybody about his driving and what's coming up next for SLR and etc. My friend.
What is coming up next? Tier 2 tomorrow, and then Tier 1. Pretty normal. I don't know what to say, to be honest. But yes, driver of the day will definitely go to Wesley, P18 to P3, and nearly winning the race, if not for that final penalty, is a fantastic effort from him. Hopefully we'll get to give him an interview in a minute when Biggles returns. Oh, Schnell's in the interview channel. Let's drag him in. Hello, Schnell.
Hello.
Race winner.
Yeah,
From an unlikely position, like halfway through the race, 4 safety cars as well. That must have been really annoying.
yeah.
But yeah, those final few laps probably knew you were going to win it with that extra penalty that Wesley got. But before that, what were you thinking? And were you thinking that you could win this before Wesley got his second penalty?
Well, there was really a big thing happening. Like 4 days ago, suddenly when I wanted to start practicing for this race, my wheel didn't work anymore. It wasn't recognized by my PC, and I had a Ferrari edition T150 with a logo on it, the Ferrari logo, and I just put over a Alfa Romeo logo, and then I cursed my wheel because it was dead. I ordered at a store. They couldn't deliver it. While they even were saying they were able to deliver it, and I had to drive today 1.5 hour to pick up my wheel at a whole other company. And yeah, just 1.5 hour before I could start practicing this race, and so I was already happy that I was driving actually.
So yeah.
That I got pole was a surprise, really.
Your pole was amazing, of course, and the overall race was amazing. G'day, Snelly. Glad to be back into the interview room with you again. We go way back now, actually, probably about 4 years. It's been that long, but yeah, mate. So yeah, covered over the Ferrari. You're still powered by a Ferrari, remember, even an Alfa Romeo. So you put the Alfa Romeo sticker on there, and so that's gotta be good for you now. Doesn't it feel good? Like, you know what? I had to drive this far to go get this and sort this problem out, come back, and then you've been rewarded, obviously, by a race win here in Canada, and even more points to get one more hand on that Drivers' Trophy Championship.
Yeah, it was really sad for the team effort that Chief died actually in one of the first laps, and but yeah, at the time I knew I got a super good crew chief checking up everything and giving me the directions, and he knows how to keep me calm, and he was actually giving the whole overview, so I could really focus on my driving on every lap, like trying to be consistent continuously. And I knew that a lot of penalties would be really a shame if you would cut them, because no penalties could mean a win.
Well, it did mean a win for you, my friend, because you didn't get any. I believe you were only on one warning.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
one warning.
Yeah, so you had an extra up your sleeve, which is always a good thing to have, knowing that, you know, if you're pushing and you make a mistake, you're like, okay, well, you know, I've got the extra, the insurance cutting per se. And then, I guess it's probably like a music to your ears when you saw an extra 6 seconds coming in there for Wesley. So an extra 3, so it topped it to, because you were pushing to get Wesley. I know that you were pushing to win the race, obviously.
Yeah, I was actually after when we changed our tires, I was a little bit confused because we had to drive after some traffic, so I didn't know if it was able to pass them, and I thought like I can lose a lot of time here, so I wanted to keep close to Mazepin, and then yeah, something happened. I really don't know. I just kept on
You've been
going
driving
head
all
down.
day, and you've been yeah. So you probably need to sit, relax, and have a lay down. You got the job done. You didn't get the trifecta. Fastest lap went outside the top 10 anyway to that bench. So, but you got the maximum points that you could possibly get this evening, and that was good for you in the championship. So congratulations once
Thanks.
again. Alfa Romeo is still looking strong. This constructors, and you're looking very strong for the drivers. And Wesley was in the interview room there for a quick second, so hopefully we get Wesley in here, because Wesley definitely was a driver a day, and I would love to speak to Wesley's fantastic run. If we can get Wesley. Where'd you go, Wesley? There's Wesley. Somebody drag Wesley in here, please. Thank you. Now, you can stay around if you want, mate, to have anyone ask any questions, but Wesley! G'day. Well, yeah, we'd had to chat to you, my friend. Driver of the day. 18th place. You almost had last to first challenge. But, you know, with those penalties, but how was your race?
Yeah, it was steady, but my penalties killed me. I had like 3 seconds and 5 warnings. So 1 up for a second penalty of 3 seconds. And I thought to myself, I just keep it clean. I can win, but it was so hard. And I saw some meme, and also Hank was catching me by. And I only thought I need to be a little bit quicker. And yeah, that was the point of my second 3 second penalty for taking P3.
Did you imagine at the start of the race when you know, but by the way, what happened to you qualifying to be plump last?
Yeah, the quali ban.
Oh, that's right. You did the quali ban. So you made that up then from your quali ban. Did you expect that quali ban? You would even be running for a podium in Canada?
I didn't expect my quali ban. When I heard it.
But I mean a podium. Did you expect a podium today?
Oh, the podium? No, never.
Oh.
Nope. I was hoping for like P5 or 6. I hope so. But I have a setup like it's steady and safe, and that's what I think saved me this time.
He was,
Yeah.
and your lap times were very, very good, very consistent. It wasn't easy for anybody to overtake you. At the end, it was just those penalties that came down to it. But I'm seeing at the moment, my telemetry saying you're just on mediums the whole way. Actually, no, it's hards, mediums, and hards again. And did you calculate? And also, this is very difficult in a race, as you guys know. It's one thing just to race straight up from the start without safety cars, but we had 4 of them. So you had to calculate all, and I know that for a fact, Wesley, because you guys remember Brother Joel, like I think it was the 3rd safety car, all 3 safety cars, none of you guys boxed. You were still on the hard tires you started on. And then you had to make that decision, Wesley, at that point, didn't you? Do you go in? And of course, everybody else behind you then has the opportunity of following you into the pit lane or deciding to stay out. A lot of stress,
Yes,
right?
Yeah, it was a lot of stress. I was calculating. Silver was going out, so he become crew chief of us from AlphaTauri, and I was like, on the 3rd safety car comes out, I was asking how much laps and the percentage I drive on my tires. I calculated, and I think I just know that I must be go on medium and get to finish the race with it.
And that you did. And unfortunately,
it was only based on calculation.
Without the penalties, of course, you would have won the race. But you know, penalties are penalties. that's just the way it pans out in the game. But yeah, you still be absolutely stoked. I'd imagine you would be as driver of the day there on a podium position. And mind you, it was so close between you and Sam. We were absolutely hyped up in the casting box, mate, because Samim was on the bubble. It was 3.1 seconds. It was 3 seconds. It was 2.8 seconds. And that was the 3-second gap difference between you guys to come across the line. I believe it was only 1/10 that Samim went in to get you.
1:15, I think.
Yeah. So absolutely close.
Very close.
You pushed as hard as you can. It is what it is. But once again, congratulations, mate. That was very entertaining.
I have to say, Wesley is one of the newest talents here. One of the fast rookies who has everything, like interested in to choose the right and to take risks with the right moment of changing his tires, but also to keep consistent. The consistency is actually his only thing. If he improves that, he's just a winner.
Like yourself.
Now,
He can win
Yeah,
all the-
Snelly, like yourself, yeah.
now maybe less crashes and less DNFs, and I can win some race maybe.
Yeah,
Can we
sometimes
kill-
it's like the game. You need to hold on a little bit to get that extra.
Can we get the same in here? Because, I mean, this is a Dutch domination. You got to remember, you guys, it was all 3 Dutch flags on top of the podium there with you guys. And Samim, of course, was right in the mix there. Samim had the fan club out there too in the chat. So that gave him a little bit of a fan boost. And if we can get that, trust me, those orange flares are firing all over this track at the moment, guys. I can't barely see you. But Brother Joel, unfortunately, has had to go.
All right.
It's getting very late, but unless we can get Samim in here, I'd have to say we'll have to wrap it up, guys. So, and obviously, I'd have to say, because it's a Dutch domination, do you guys, any of you guys want to call it out there? Obviously, more racing to come this week. Yeah, one more race, I believe, at SLR coming up on Friday, I think. Is it the tier 2 or tier 1? I'm not quite sure, but check the schedule, follow, it's all there.
Okay.
So, Stelly, I guess you get to call it out. You could say something nice in Dutch for us there, and we'll end the stream.
Bedankt voor het kijken iedereen. En we hopen het vol te houden hier bij SLR. Enjoy the broadcasts. See you next time.